Chicago, yes, sir.
American Airlines reservations, may I help you? Yes, Mr. Finchley. You want to get on our DC-7 flagship non-stop to Los Angeles? For what day will that be, sir? 12? Yes, Mr. Finchley, your reservations are definitely confirmed. That'll be on the DC-7 flagship to Los Angeles, non-stop. That's the Mercury.
And that's all there was to it. One girl and an electronic machine named the Reservisor put Mr. Finchley on Flight 1, an unstopped Mercury to the coast. It was quick. The Reservisor does the job in seconds. And when it left the manufacturing plant, over in the flight kit, food is being prepared for Flight 1 and the other American flights out of Idlewild for the day. All over the system, American Airlines serves more than 8,700 meals a day in flight, close to 3 million a year. Among the subjects under discussion, the weather.
Hi, Bob. How you doing? Fine. How you, Jack? We're good. Who's going out with us today? Harry Clark. He ought to be due in, shouldn't he? There he is. Good. Reading.
Hi, Bob.
We're going out with you on one today.
Good deal. Have you checked the weather yet?
Yes, that's pretty good.
Let's go take a spot check on it. Think then we can make a schedule on it. Jack, set her up the track on it. What's LA planning for an all-net wear?
Burbank is 4,500, right?
Okay, the Burbank weather's okay.
Yeah. Okay, Jack.
The captain, working with the advice of weather experts and flight dispatchers, has chosen track.
Airlines, Flight 1, the Mercury. 1 p.m. flagship, leaving non-stop for Los Angeles.
Takes him over the Dakotas on the north or through Texas to the south. Inside at the ticket counter, the passengers have started to check in. This lady is probably on her way to the coast for a look at the newest grandchild. This is Finchley, one step nearer home. This could be a New York model on her way to a screen test. Miss Julia is interested in paperwork. This is a pretty girl. This man is a commuter. Here is a business deal on its way to happen. The stewardesses start their check of passenger names.
American 1, New York, we have you out of Idlewild at 07, off at 14. You're at 14,000, climbing to cruise at 20,000. I'll count ATC. New York.
This report is being written on a teletypewriter, tied into a system known as the 81D1, a fabulous device which controls American Airlines ground communications setup. The operator punches a couple of buttons, and the message goes on to tape and is automatically sent to the right stations out along the line. Down in the switching center, more than 30,000 messages clear through the switching centers every day. More operators feed miles of tape pounding through dozens of machines. And at the panel, one girl acts as a traffic cop. Day across the country. But the name, Mercury, is one of the oldest in air transportation. Mercury flights have represented the finest in air transport since 1936. Back then, it was a sleeper flight with berths available. The DC-3 flew the trip. The DC-4 handled the Mercury in its time. then the DC-6. And today, the newest and fastest of them all, DC-7, represents the Mercury standard. The 7 has made the first obsolete as far as transcontinental travel goes. Take off, read a little, or talk, or play cards, eat a fine meal, watch an entire nation pass beneath, and you're there.
Little flight still at 33, DC-7 planning. We're estimating over Mars at 46. We'll be there at 22 September. We're canceling ATC and going to proceed to VFR fast track 1. Yeah, Bennett. Over.
In this flight, like any other, there are two tiers, something like the Grand Canyon, and the other for the crew, their checkpoint. Flying track 1, the most direct route, the Mercury's crew will check in at Mars. On this particular flight, with the 7 cruising at 365 miles an hour, it's possible to have a late breakfast in New York and dinner in Los Angeles, plus a good luncheon somewhere between Ohio and Kent. 65 luncheons today, served from the world's most efficient buffet. Today's menu includes a fresh fruit salad, a shrimp cocktail, a chocolate nut sundae, and the main course, a double lamb chop, potatoes Parisienne, and Brussels sprouts Delmonico. Another special feature of the food service is the napkin. It comes with a built-in buttonhole. Sometimes a young lady's best friend. The food, incidentally, does more than pass the time. Mr. Finchley isn't finicky, but he likes good food. And he really likes that lamb chop. Trip 1's next checkpoint is Lafayette, Indiana. And, of course, the first job of the crew is to fly there. These days, that's made easier because of the Lafayette Omni-Range station. This is the Lafayette Omni, a slightly weird-looking device, sitting out in the middle of a field. All it does all day, every day, is send out a radio impulse on its own private wavelength, telling anyone interested just exactly where it is. It just sits there, hums a little, and passes out its valuable automatic information. 4 East Coast time, 1:30 West Coast time. 1 airplane, DC-7, and 60 passengers. A big operation. Airline operation in the world. All over the system, American Airlines has close to 200 airplanes at work, east and west, from Canada to Mexico. Today is an average day. On an average day, American flies about 18,000 people from one place to another. It adds up to more than 6 million passengers a year. Contrasts can get pretty deep. On one hand, we have the gin rummy players. And just outside the window, the Rockies. The lady takes a cat nap. 50 feet away, the captain calls up.
Just coming into view is the Grand Canyon. It's composed of the Little Colorado and the Colorado rivers. On your left,
The scenery is there. We'll probably stay there. But up where the 7 flies, every day in the week, they have their own mountains, and valleys, and castles, and towers. If you don't like one, just wait a minute, there'll be a new group just ahead.
This is American 1 over Daggett at 30, 18,000. Descending VFR. We're estimating Los Angeles at 50. Go ahead.
American 1, we have you over Daggett at 18,000. Descending VFR, estimate Los Angeles 50. Changing over the Los Angeles altimeter 2992, station pressure 115 above. Change to the Los Angeles tower 119.9.
And now the...
1,200 gallons distributed, all right.
Once again, the check and the double check. This time for the landing. All over the system, American Airlines planes make close to 1,000 takeoffs. Furlong gets the same treatment.
Hydraulic system, pressure and fluid. Top flap, gear, throttle, reverse lock, autopilot. Check these two on, will you? Yeah.
These two will be about 108.
Give me the speed brake, Jack.
Speed brake. Now, Los Angeles Towers, American Flight 1, approaching La Habra. We're at 6,000.
La Habra is close in. Flight 1 is ready to land.
Down gear.
Figure out how much I owe you? Exactly 232. Okay. Hi.
How was your trip?
Oh, routine. Where's the car? Good.
How was it?
Oh, beautiful trip.
How the kids?
Mr. Finchley summed it up. It was a beautiful flight. Of course, it was planned that way. Thousands of people planned the trip. Hundreds worked to make it a success. One plane, the DC-7, made it possible. American has invested more than $50 million in 25 DC-7s for the non-stops and for the key flights which serve other cities along American's route. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of airplanes. It's a big reason why. For comfort, service, speed, and dependability, American remains America's leading airline.